Hey everybody, Matt here with LGN Gaming, and today I just want to talk a little bit more about farming. Now, if you haven't seen my last video, it was about fertilizer. And before you want to start a farm, you want to make sure you have a good source of fertilizer. And if you want to know a good way, check out the channel. And a couple days ago I posted a video about fertilizer and how to make massive quantities, enough for any farm. Now, in here, this is actually a greenhouse. Now, there's a couple different things that make a farm work better. First, having fertilizer makes the farm work better. Second, having a greenhouse around your farm makes it work better. Finally, having it irrigated makes it work better because it needs water to constantly grow, and having it irrigated means you're never going to have to worry about replacing water. Now, if you just have a little bit and you can't irrigate it yet, you can actually just bring like either glasses of water with, if you have a jar, or if you have like animal skin, I don't know what those are called, you could bring them and then actually remote use them and fill it up. But that's not the best thing to do if you want to have a decent farm. Now, these plants are getting kind of glitchy. I don't know why that is. But basically, there's 4 different types of crops. There are long grass, citronelle, save root, and rock carrot. Now, these are all very important if you want to make kibble. Making kibble is a very key step if you want to actually start taming things a lot more effectively and get higher level tames. Each kibble requires something different. I'm planning on actually making an entire video on kibble, so expect that coming up soon. But basically, you're going to want to have these 4 if you want to make kibble for any dinosaur. Now, another thing you can also make is berries. And I like having berries, just some certain ones. I like having stem berries, narco berries, and majo berries. The reason being is you can always get on a trike or get on some other dinosaur and go get a bunch of berries, or you could just have a little farm to pick them up every now and again. I still usually, even after having the farm, it produces quite a few, but I'll only check on that if I'm like doing something around the house and I don't really feel like getting on a dinosaur, but I want to make some narcotic, or I want to make some stimulant. Then I'll do that. A big thing I want to talk about when it comes to different crops and stuff is planter size. Now, there's large, medium, and small crop plots, and each one truly is for a specific type of crop. The only reason you need large crop plots are for plant species X. And if you don't know what these are, I also talked about these in a different video, so feel free to check that out if you want to actually see what they are. They're very good for defense. They're the only thing that requires large crop plots. Crops that you'll use to make kibble actually require medium crop plots. Now, you can, in theory, plant this crop in a large crop plot. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't produce more. All it technically does is have a higher water storage. But if it's irrigated, it is infinite anyways, because it's constantly getting refilled. Now, small crop plots are what you use to make berries. Now, you can't grow the crops in small crop plots, but you can grow berries. You also can't grow plant species X in medium or small crop plots. Now, in theory, you can plant berries in a medium or large crop plot, but again, it doesn't produce any more berries. So basically, if you want to conserve resources, make sure that you're planting berries in small crop plots, crops in medium crop plots, and plant species X in large crop plots. And this in here is basically all the stuff you can farm in the game. You can make every single type of berry, like Tinto berry, Azul berry, all the other different types of berries, Amara berry, something like that. But really, there's no real point to, because they're pretty easy to get, and they really don't have any benefits, the smaller ones. I mean, you can make paint out of them, but that's the only thing you can really make out of them. You can't eat them, they're an okay source of food. Meat is a lot better. Rare mushrooms and rare flowers are a lot better. Crops are a lot better. But to actually like dedicate time and effort into growing them really isn't there. I really wouldn't advise that, because you can just pick them up on the ground pretty easily. But it would definitely make sense to have narco, stemberry, majoberry, just because those you can actually make stuff out of, or those are better at taming stuff, because like sometimes you don't want to tame like a herbivore with kibble, because kibble's actually pretty hard to make. I'm going to actually create an entire video on making kibble, so if you're interested in that, that will be coming shortly. Maybe not today, definitely not today actually, but maybe in the next week and a half, I'll make a video about making kibble. But yeah, I just wanted to do a real quick tutorial, real quick talk about how to make a farm, basically. Greenhouse is a pretty difficult structure to make. Now, if you want to be smart about it, and you want to start your farm early on, I would just actually put all your crop plots on top of a stone foundation. Now, you don't necessarily have to have anything above it at first, because greenhouses you actually have to be pretty high level to make, and they're actually pretty resource intensive. But if you want crops early on in the game, feel free to just start growing crops whenever. You can set up irrigation pretty quick, and you can build stone pretty quick. So just set up some foundations, build the crops, and then end up building a greenhouse around it when you finally get the resources to do it. Because a greenhouse lets stuff grow very, very quickly. I think it produces a lot more crops when you actually have it in a greenhouse. I'm not positive that's 100% true, but I just know it's nice to have a greenhouse. Plus, it keeps stuff out, because, like, granted, glass is very easy to break. See, it only has 100 health. But also, like, I don't think animals will go after it unless you're trying to hide behind it. Don't try and hide behind it, because it's just glass. Anything can break it, pretty much. But, yeah, I think that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. If you agreed with either of those statements, feel free to give a like, because that really helps me out a lot, liking my videos. If you're new to the channel and you like ARK, or you like any of the other games I play, the channel tries to post a video a day, and it's usually on a variety of games. It's usually a different game every day, sometimes. Recently it's been all ARK. So I get into a lot of spats where I just do pretty much all ARK videos. So for a while now, for probably a week or two, I'm just going to be posting ARK stuff. So if you like ARK, or you're new, or you want to learn, I know quite a bit about ARK. I've been playing for a long time. I read a lot about ARK. So I'm going to be making a lot of videos, tips and tricks, stuff like that. So feel free to subscribe. That's the best way to see when I post new videos. Anyways, Matt here with LGN Gaming, signing off. I'll see you guys next time.